Hello. Today I thought that maybe I could show you a super easy experiment for any of y'all to try at home. First off, I have to say, always ask your parents first before you start using materials or stuff at your house. Always ask your parents first. Um, but all you'll need for this little experiment, you need an egg and you need some vinegar. I used apple cider vinegar. You can use any kind. I mean, you can use white vinegar. That's fine. Um, and you need some kind of jar. This one is actually just an old salsa jar that was empty. I just washed it out. I tried to take the label off, but it's very sticky. So I went about halfway. Um, but you just take off the label and then like I said, rinse all the sauce out, dry it out, and that's all you'll need. My first one I actually did with a plastic container, which was like a Parmesan cheese container. I just emptied it out, cleaned it, screwed the top back on, and I duct taped it. So just a container that can hold an egg. It can be plastic or glass, that's fine. But what you'll do is you'll take your egg, normal egg, it's solid, it's got its shell. You've seen an egg, I'm sure. You put it in the container, and then you will pour your vinegar on it. I poured enough to cover the egg. It might float a little bit. That's fine. I would just say, like, after a few hours, maybe like gently rotate it so the egg. Do that maybe like 4 times within 2 days. You'll want to let it sit somewhere for 48 hours, so 2 days. I let mine sit on the windowsill. I actually did two because I wanted to see what would happen with a hard-boiled egg. This is the hard-boiled one. It's only been about a day though for this one, so I'm not going to mess it up. But this is what it actually will look like if you just look past the trashed stuff I couldn't get off. So what'll happen is when you put it in the jar and then you pour the vinegar on it, you'll start to notice these bubbles immediately forming on it. That is actually the acid that's in the vinegar reacting with the calcium that makes up the shell. Once they react, they make carbon dioxide, which that makes all those little bubbles that you'll see going to the top, and it's like surrounding the egg. So it's pretty interesting and fun to see that. You'll notice as it sits on your windowsill, like I said, every so often, like after a few hours, you might want to come up and like just give it a little swirl, rotate the egg to make sure all sides are properly soaking. But after 2 days, you get to take yours out. You'll see some gross, kind of like brown stuff on it. Just take it out and rinse it, and you'll get one of these. See, this was a normal egg, but now you can see it's gotten larger. It was the same size as this egg, but it's gotten larger, but that's not it. You see, this one still has its hard shell. I don't know if you can see it. This one is actually squishy now. It's kind of like a bouncy ball. It's real weird. Actually, I want to see on this video if it'll bounce, because everything I've seen about this experiment says they'll bounce. So remember, always ask your parents. And also, if you do this experiment and you try to bounce them, don't bounce them too hard or too high, because they're still just eggs. So even though it's squishy and stuff, it still could pop. So treat it kind of like a balloon. So let's see if it'll bounce. Ah! Yeah, it'll bounce. So yeah, if you soak an egg in vinegar for 2 days, you can kind of make your own little bouncy ball. It's pretty neat to see. I've never seen it before. And actually, I haven't seen it, but they say that you can hold a light up to it, and you can kind of see the yolk inside. So again, once the shell dissolves, you'll start to get this, which is much bigger than this. There's a little crack on that egg. And like I said, it's squishy now versus this hard egg. So if you're bored, I say give that a shot. It's really fun to look at the progress. And like I said, you'll get to see that little chemical reaction of it pulling off the shell. And see this weird thing. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll try to figure out something else to do next time. Bye.